Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to look at Introduction to Linear Inequalities. So example number 1, graph the following inequalities. So x less than 3. So here we have our number line. It's not allowed to be equal, right? There's no line underneath the symbol there. So we're at 3. It's an open hole because we're not allowed to be equal. And it's less than 3 like that. And so x less than 3, that's our graph. B, x greater or equal to negative 2. So we go to negative 2, we fill in the hole because we're allowed to be negative 2 like that, and it's greater than negative 2, so that's to the right like that. C, x is not allowed to equal to 1. So when we go to our number line, 1 is an open circle, but it's allowed to be anything else. It just says not equal to 1. So we have the left and the right side like that. D, x is between negative 3 and 1, like that. So it's not allowed to equal negative 3, so it's an open hole here. It's allowed to equal 1, so it's a filled in hole like that. And so x is between negative 3 and 1. That is our graph. Okay, on to some practice. Practice number 1. Graph the following inequalities. Go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, x is greater than negative 3, so we go to negative 3, open hole because it's not equal, and it's greater, so to the right like that. So x is greater than negative 3. B, x is less or equal to 4. So we go to 4, we're allowed to be equal, and it's less than 4, so it's to the left like that. X not equal to 2. So we go to 2, it is not equal, so it's an open hole, but it is allowed to be equal anything, to the left or to the right. D, x is not equal to 0, and x is not equal to 1. So we go to 0, it's an open hole, and we go to 1, and it's also an open hole, but everything else it's allowed to be. So don't forget the line here in between 0 and 1 here, that's important. You're allowed to be in between 0 and 1. So E, between 0 and 2, so we have 0 and 2 like that. We're allowed to be equal to 0, so it's a filled in dot here. Not allowed to be equal to 2, so it's an open hole there. F, x is greater than 2. So we go to 2, it's open, not allowed to be equal, and greater is to the right. So x is greater than 2. Okay, practice number 2. So here we have a bunch of graphs, and so write an inequality equation for each number line. So go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, we're back. So we notice we're at negative 2 greater than that, so x is greater or equal to negative 2. Negative 1 not allowed to be, but anything else is fine, so x is not negative 1. C, we notice that we're in between negative 1 and 2, and we're not equal to any of them, so x is between negative 1 and 2, like that. And here we have 2 less than 2, so x is less than 2, like that. Okay, let's look at some language. So translate to an inequality. So the cost is at least $5. So the cost is greater or equal to 5. The cost is less than $7. So cost is less than 7. The car value is at most 10,000. So the value is less or equal to 10,000. There must be at least 21 students registered. So students must be greater or equal to 21. E, the car has traveled more than 120 kilometers. So D has traveled greater than 120. F, the number of wins must exceed 50 this year. So the number must be greater than 50, like that. Okay, so practice number 3. like that. Translate to an inequality. Go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, we're back. So there must be at least 52 taxis working today, so greater or equal to 52. The cost is less than $2.99, so cost is less than $2.99. The house value is at most $450,000, so the value is less or equal to $450,000, like that. D, the number of hours that Jill works out must exceed 30 this week, so the number must be greater than 30. The cost is at least $32, so the cost is greater or equal to 32. And that's it. It's that easy. I'll see you guys in the next video.